After a wet weekend and the rain expected to just continue, flooding is once again impacting residents around our region. Joining us now this morning from one of those areas, Constance Bay, is City Councillor for the region there, Councillor Kelly. Good morning, Councillor. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Can you set the scene for us, what things look like where you are this morning?
Yeah, so water levels have risen over the last couple of days. Yesterday they rose pretty fast, and in some parts of the ward we are hearing reports of the water rising about 1 centimeter per hour yesterday, which does make people nervous, particularly in this area. And 2 weeks ago we were going steady sandbagging and putting up walls for people then, and so those people, we're asking them to keep those sandbags up, and we do expect that more people will be affected over the next couple of days with the forecast calling for a 25 to 30 centimeter rise in the waters that you see behind me here, which will increase the number of homes that are threatened by flooding. So it's going to be another busy week down here in West Carleton Marge.
To put it all in perspective for us, can you tell us how far back that water line should be from where you are, if you know?
Like in the middle of the that will be 100 feet further back.
Oh wow!
So it's really now. Every spring the water does rise, so it wouldn't be unusual for the water to come up a little bit in this access lane. But certainly what you're seeing here is in the flooding territory. And actually, if you look on the other side of the road, because it's not just the water that's coming up from the river, here in Constance Bay, there's many homes, including myself, pumping water out of the basement right now. So water rises up, the water table comes up, and so it's not even just people on the water right now that are struggling as a result of this flooding. And certainly the rains we saw over the last few days did not help with that. But I expect that will be a good turnout of volunteers this morning to fill sandbags, and we'll just start getting them to the people who need them.
Are people seeing the levels of where we were in 2017 or 2019? Is it anywhere near what those years provided?
Certainly nowhere near 2019. What I had last night from the Ottawa Regulation Planning Board was that we're about a meter under what we saw in 2019. So that's comforting. There are people who were affected in 2017 that have already been affected by this flooding. So they're calling for levels that are still under 2017 levels. How much under is another matter. It's really hard to say at this point exactly what the levels will be over the next couple of days. But as mentioned before, we're looking at a 25 to 30 centimeter rise over what we saw from the plateau 2 weekends ago.
This has got to be, I mean, you sound yourself deflated on this because this, like you said, you're even impacted by this in your own home. Is this getting harder and harder every year to be going through this again and again?
I think it is. I think we've seen that in the numbers of people coming out or even taking measures to protect their own home. I mean, people are really tired. And so we have seen fewer volunteers this year than we saw in 2019 or 2017. Now the severity of the flooding is certainly less, so that may play a role as well. But people are tired. They're tired, and they're tired of just sandbagging every year and having to think about this. I think it's the stress of it all takes a toll on people and the community as a whole as well.
We need discussions on what can be done to, I don't know, prevent this. I mean, we can't argue with Mother Nature. We know the rain's going to happen in the spring, but is there anything along the waterway, those who live there, that can be done to protect their properties?
Yeah, in fact, it's not all bad news. There are many homes along the road here in Constance Bay and Dunrobin and Wolola Beach and the Morris Island area that were heavily impacted in 2017 and 2019. That have taken measures to mitigate the effects of flood. So you'll see a lot of homes that have risen up. They've brought in fill. They've put in a retaining wall or a storm wall. So they've taken measures to fight the effects of flooding, and you can really see the effects of that in where the homes have done that. So that's good. So there are tools at hand to protect your home against flooding.
Okay.
They're expensive, so not everybody's been able to do that. So we're focusing on the homes where they're at most at risk and starting there.
Just quickly before I let you go, if somebody wants to help, where can they go? What should they do?
They should go to westcarletonrelief.ca. So we're working closely with West Carleton Disaster Relief to coordinate volunteers. They're handling that. So we are, any inquiries we get at my office, we do send them towards West Carleton Disaster Relief. You can fill out a form. There's locations listed where people are sandbagging, where help is needed. And also there's a form to fill out on their website if you need sandbags at your home as well. So I would encourage everyone who needs help or wants to help to go to westcarletonrelief.ca.
All right. Thanks so much for your time this morning, City Councillor Kelly. Appreciate it.
Thank you.